back to you.
So much star power, so much collegiate talent, has all the makings of something special here tonight in a brand new venue. The finish line is here. The trophy in sight and ready for the taking. Kamehameha, Punahou, one more time here in the New City Nissan Division I Girls Volleyball State Championship.
This Spectrum OC16 sports presentation is sponsored by your Hawaii Honda dealers.
Only at Hawaii Pizza Hut.
Kamehameha has won 14 of the previous 20 state championship meetings with the Buff and Blue. This one going to be ultra special, especially for Kamehameha after, as we mentioned multiple times, not qualifying for the tournament last year. Punahou got bounced in the quarterfinal round to a very, very good Kamehameha Hawaii team. The Hawaii Island Warriors got all the way to the final a year ago. Now here they are. 2014, the last final for Punahou, where they won the championship. That year, they lost to Kamehameha 3 times, but won the one that mattered in the Blaisdell. Nearly a decade since they took home a crown. Kamehameha trying to capture and already add to their record-setting, record-breaking string of championships. 23 already, looking for title number 24. What an atmosphere, huh? And what a finish.
I mean, this place is electric. It's loud. It's rowdy. People are all fired up from the D2 championship match, which was an epic all-timer.
These two teams, the best in their division, the best in their game, and hoping to play their best at the biggest time of the year. They've been waiting forever for this moment, especially here for Kamehameha. Punahou looking to take back the crown for the first time in nearly a decade. The teams and the coaches on the floor, let's meet them. For the Zippy starting introductions, here's Kyle Miyamoto.
Aloha volleyball fans, and welcome to the Cannon Activity Center here on the campus of BYU Hawaii for the 2023 New City Nissan HHSAA Girls Volleyball State Championships. Tonight's Division I championship match features the Interscholastic League of Honolulu runner-up, the Punahou Buff and Blue, as they take on Interscholastic League of Honolulu champion and top-seeded Kamehameha Kapalama Warriors. Here are your starters. First for the Buff and Blue. And outside hitter, a 6-foot senior, number 2, Haumea Marumoto. At center, a 5'10 senior, number 3, Rella Binney. And outside hitter, a 5'8 senior, floor captain, number 5, Lulu Uluave. At middle blocker, a 5'8 junior, number 12, Fa'atamali'i Brown. And opposite, a 5'9 sophomore, number 16, Kealohalani Cox. And middle blocker, a 5'9 freshman, number 18, Evelyn Khaleesi. And at libero, a 5'7 senior, number 9, Reese Tevez. The head coach for the Buff and Blue is Tita Ahuna. Now here are the starters for the Warriors. At center, a 5'9 senior, number 9, Emma Lilo. At middle blocker, a 6-foot senior, number 11, Tia Kapihe. At middle blocker, a 5'10 junior, number 13, Alohalani Chun. And outside hitter, a 5'8" junior, number 15, Punahou Goldstein. And outside hitter, a 5'11" sophomore, number 16, Kapalama. And opposite, a 6' senior floor captain, number 17, Adriana Arquette. And at libero, a 5'2" sophomore, number 10, Ashley Lum. The head coach for the Warriors is Chris Blake.
And he's always thinking about the island of Maui, too, huh? What a class act from Chris Blake wearing the Kamehameha visor with the Maui stitching on. The last time these two teams met, we saw them play at Kekuhapio Gymnasium in the ILH tournament final. It was the night where Kamehameha locked up the ILH championship and the 1 seed. Kept so often we talk about these heavyweight showdowns, right? And the familiarity between these two programs. I posed this question to you yesterday in the postgame. How much of tonight is about game plan? How much of it tonight is just about execution because they know each other so well?
Tonight is about seizing the moment. Tonight is about not letting the moment be bigger than you are. It's about leadership on both sides. It's about leaving it all on the court.
There's no tomorrow. This is it, especially for the seniors. They'll continue their chapters wherever they may go. D2, D1, their career routes, college education, what have you. And for Adriana Arquette, of course, we saw Iva Arquette and her great family in the stands. The seniors dreamed about this moment when they were juniors last year, watching it on TV, from the couch to the cannon, and maybe to the crown.
You know, I asked Chris Blake just before the match, I said, how long did it take you to get over the pain from last year? And he looked at me dead in the eye and said, I still feel it.
And not because of himself. It's for them, right? Everything has been deflected for them. Meantime, here for Tito Huna. I mean, what a job she's done in just 3 short years with this team. All-time great coaches. It's best of 5. And it's the 523rd match of the season. Off we go for the D1 crown. Lilo will feed it. There's a 2-handed push from Chalk. Binny will go to Marumoto. She's blocked. Arquette and Kapihe.
That battle. Marumoto on the offensive side against the biggest, baddest block in the state. The winner of that battle might be the winner of tonight's match.
The blocks were on full display yesterday for Kamehameha in their win over Baldwin. Marumoto works around it. That one picked up there by Ashley Lum. Jumps it to the middle. Arquette. Yes.
Just so many weapons for Kamehameha. And you want to focus on Adriana Arquette. You really can't, though. It's tough. On the other side, everyone watching Hamea Marumoto.
Utah Tech bound. Kalei Watson gets it across. Binny flung it out. Here's Marumoto's third swing. Watson got the dig. Set outside. Kapihe fading away. Uluwabe there. Binny here. Middle attack. Jammed right in front of Brown.
Little collateral damage there, right? She gets the kill. And then the ball ricochets back towards her way. I'll tell you, Brown is tough, and she's been impressive all year long.
Round floater, back row to Lum. Lilo, middle, Arquette. Brown was anticipating to go back middle. It trailed to her left. Got crossed up a little bit. 3-1. It's Kapihe. Uluwabe goes down. Binny swings it up. Marumoto. It's out. No touch.
You know, you take a look at the passing on both sides. Kamehameha, by far the best passing team in the state. For Punahou, this is their best passing lineup. They've really evolved their starting lineup over the course of the year. Tito Huna prioritizing passing.
Middle attack. There's a first swing from Kelisi. Good pickup there, beautifully by Tevez. Marumoto rejected. It's Arquette.
And by prioritizing the passing, there's no back row attack here, right? So everyone, you got a front row setter, you got two offensive weapons, but it really is the Haumea Marumoto show. It's really tough when an entire defense is focusing on one player.
And just collapsing. Yeah, you're exactly right. Worked it outside Uluwatu from the back row, got it off Kapihe.
You know, I talked to Coach Tito Huna about who the player on this team that most resembles you, and right away, Lulu Uluwatu. She's tough, she plays with passion, she's competitive, she's got the older brothers, she's been around sports all her life.
Oh, how about Chun? This one goes out. Chun was dynamite blocking at the net yesterday. Crushed nearly every pass coming her way, but her first swing here tonight goes long. There's Rella Binney, who's put up 50 or more assists in multiple matches this year. Go outside Arquette.
You know, and you think about championship experience. For Kamehameha, it's pretty much Arquette, right? 2 years ago, the main player on that team. Now, for Punahou, they've got a different championship experience in going to the finals and losing, right? So, like, which of those is better? It's a kind of a toss-up.
Uluwatu, Benny, Marumoto tries the right. It is down just in front of Chun.
And now the game switched a little bit, right? Because Marumoto's into the back lineup, passing the baton over to Uluwatu. Arquette the same for Kamehameha. Now Kamehameha, only the two front row hitters. Challenges on them.
There's Goldstein. Middle to Chun, popped up. Uluwatu saved it off the block. Here comes Uluwatu, her first swing tonight. Diving there is Lum. Coming down with it, Lilo. There goes Goldstein. Picked up there by Tevez. Benny in the light sees it. Flings it out. Swing there for Chalk. And then near the net, and Lilo just snatching that one. My goodness. The Cox had it up there to try and just push it through down to the floor. Then off the ricochet, it ends up with Lilo. Here's Goldstein, impact player, quarterfinal round. Match against Moanalua. There is Kealohalani Cox.
I'll tell you what, when they inserted Cox into the lineup first as a left side and then moving her over to the right side, something changed for Punahou. It's the emotion, it's the energy, it's the confidence that's been infectious for this team.
You might need to have a career night in order to really help supplement some of the potential missed scoring. Chalk. Man, that approach is deadly, and Kalan Chalk.
You know, she's going to be the one that's challenged throughout the night on the passing. She makes the perfect pass. And then, how about this? Your first swing in a championship match, you have the bravado to bring out the changeup. That's pretty high level.
Cox. I mean, it's good the seniors have been all season for both of these teams. You look at Kealohalani Cox, a sophomore. Stellar performances. Kalat Chalk, another sophomore on the opposite side for Kamehameha. Buff and Blue hitting 154 so far, but hanging around. Still early. Down 2. Lilo to the backside. It's Kapihe diving after that one, and here comes Uluwatu. Yes!
About midway through the ILH season, Lulu Uluwatu, all of a sudden there was a change, right? She went and played some libero. She had some injury issues. I'll tell you what, though, she's a gamer, and you could see that she was planning to be at her best here tonight.
Arquette flying in for the back row off Tevez. Here for Arquette, a perfect 4 for 4. Him in 1,000.
You know, typically a pretty smiley player. I was watching her throughout the warm-ups, throughout the introductions. You could see she was on edge, right? Like an animal waiting to be untamed.
Gage is open. Here's Uluave. Front row there for Chuck. Lilo right down the middle. Goldstein. A rundown. Tevez, what a job. Benny floats it over. Look out. Kapihe.
It was really interesting. As the free ball is coming over, I actually saw Emma Lilo tap Tia Kapihe on the shoulder and said, "Hey, I'm coming to you." Like in the middle of the play. Really interesting.
Every point, Warrior Nation just exploding with noise. Benny a bump set, Uluave, the good approach, and it is out.
Both teams coming sprinting out of the gates, right? Like they had great warm-ups, they have great energy.
There's a baseball team out in front there too.
What's the theme tonight, Felipe?
It's Imua out. Wear your best Kamehameha gear. Tevez gets the reception. Here comes Uluave rising up. Picked up there by Lum. Lilo gets it outside. Tipped there by Chalk. Front row for Benny. Tevez up bump. Here's Uluave. Cheese block. Rat-a-tats around Moriwaki. Uluave arcing one out.
You know, as I've watched Kamehameha and the defense continuously from Ashley Lum, I had to do a double take on the roster that just a sophomore, right? Like she's playing with so much composure, so much experience, so much confidence.
Into the net that goes. And this is a much better first set for Kamehameha than what they've had in three of the previous four matches. Punahou's been able to steal some sets off and make it uncomfortable.
And Punahou's still looking for their first ace. They cannot play it safe tonight. They've got to grip it and rip it from behind the service line.
Uluave 2 kills tonight.
That's a good one.
Off and over pass, free chance now. Benny, outside. Marumoto. That one picked up there by Goldstein. Chalk. Oh, she's roofed. Getting loud is Benny. Getting loud is Brown.
Benny doing some good job watching some video and taking away the line, right? That was Chalk's bread and butter last night. They'll talk through the net after, too. Felipe, we used to do that all the time in my generation. That doesn't happen anymore.
Arquette, the floater over the top. Still perfect. 5 kills, no errors. And the Warriors get to 13. Kamehameha hitting .333 to start this New City Nissan Division I championship. Lead is 4 here for Kamehameha. Benny to Uluave. Picked up in the back row. Lilo will feed it. Arquette, the tip. Met there by Marumoto, the slide. Uluave popping through again. Took some off of it for Lilo. Lama back bump. This one goes to Goldstein. And it goes out. Let's get to our officials here tonight. Great crew, by the way. Randy Rumenol up top the tower. Kuipo Riso down on the floor. We got collegiate level officials here this evening. I see Randy Rubenall on some of those Big West matches. Goldstein, the pop-up. Lilo. There's Kapihe. That goes out. So a couple unforced errors, and Punahou trying to trudge right back into this. Down a deuce.
Yeah, both teams, 9 hitting errors combined, right? And a lot of that is that excitement. All of them going long, right? No hitting into the net. Superhuman energy in these big matches.
Goldstein gets one back.
You know, the biggest challenge for championship matches is you don't get to practice them.
No.
Right? You think about it. You cannot create this energy. You can't create this impact, this weight.
Right, and coaches will try and simulate it, right? Put you in, stressful mental situations in the game. They do with kickers, right? They'll yell at the kicker in practice for football. You're not going to have 3,000 people on campus.
No.
Goldstein, good pickup from Tevez. Uluave feeds it Marumoto. Arced it over, Kapihe in the deep back. Goldstein runs, floats. Marumoto popped it up. And Uluave says hello. Good effort from Watson and Uluave. BYU bound gets her 3rd kill.
that matchup, the back row pipe for Uluabe, going to be a big storyline throughout tonight's match, especially as Marumoto comes across, makes the dig, it takes her out of the offensive equation.
That's an ace. The first one of the night for either team, and it's Rella Binney.
I think to win sets, Punahou is going to have to get 3 aces. Anytime they get 3 or more aces, I think they got a chance to win a set.
Arquette got it.
Now, if Arquette's going to keep on hitting perfectly like she has, they might need 17 aces.
She had one tip that was dug up by Marumoto. She's 6 for 7 tonight, hitting .857 early on. Just a 2-point lead, and Hawaii's getting a great one. Uluabe handles it well. Swings it over. There goes Cox. That one dug up down the line. Chased down there by Watson one more time. And that one hit over. Worked it other side there for Cox. She's so fun to watch all season long.
Just shot out of a cannon, and after she gets the kill, you know what's great about her? You can tell she's unselfish. She goes and takes her energy and gives it to everyone else out there. Let's go.
7-5 against Kamehameha Hawaii yesterday in the semis. Tight at the net. Kelisi nearly put it down, and no one picked up the contact. Punahou squares it at 15.
Bright future ahead for Evelyn Kelisi. Just a freshman. She's the first freshman on the court, right?
Yeah. Tied at the net again. Lilo's got to bump it up. Arquette keeps it on the ground. Push it to Moriwaki. Oh, what a whip there for Kelisi.
You know, 9 out of 10 middle blockers on that play are not going to expect that set, but she's hard worker, always in the right place at the right time, and take a look. Rella Binney rewarding her because of it.
16-15. The pass was off. Goldstein couldn't get it. Timeout, Warriors. How quickly this can change. Punahou on top. Set 1. Who's that watching us? Our great friend, one of the best in the biz, Lori Santi. Love you. 4-0 the run. The 2-point lead. Set 1. Arquette. Set was a little off. Had to keep it down. Chance to counter. Middle. Kelisi goes out.
I'll tell you, this match tonight between 2 great teams, there's not going to be any easy journey. We could have a 3-set match, but even within those 3 sets, there's going to be some mental battles.
For sure. Kamehameha kind of going through it over these last 5 points now. Having that lead evaporate. Tevis near the net. Binney flung it out. What a set. Right to Uluabe. Rattled the cable to Arquette. Counters with Chun.
Chun has been enlightening over this season. But the big question mark for the last few years for Kamehameha Kapalama is who's the middle blocker? Chun saying, put me in, coach.
And Chun can get violent in a good way when the time is right. Binney flung it out. Oh, Cox down the line. Absolutely obliterates that.
There are times in your career, and you can number them usually like, you know, they're single digits, where you are unstoppable. You feel it, you know it, everyone in the stand. That's Cox right now.
Just look at her eyes.
Oh, that was close.
Very close. It's the red line. That's the volleyball court here at the Connectivity Center, and it flirted with that deep corner.
And that's the kind of intensity that Punahou needs to keep going if they want to win.
Ashley Lum darts one across. Tevis there, flung out here. There's Cox, the roll shot. Lum is right there. Lilo, middle, Kapihe. Off the block. Kept alive by Lilo. Arquette will set it to Chop. In the back row, Moriwaki. Binney says, I got it. In the middle, tipped around. There's Brown. Hit there by Lum. Rotated out. Chalk. Down the line, dug up by Benny. Uluwave will set it. Here comes Cox. Off the block, and down. Kapihe and Chalk.
Benny, really nice one-handed stab dig early in the play. But the block for Kamehameha, really a storyline. They're tripling up 3-1 for Punahou.
Every block, the baseball team been doing push-ups in honor. Look at Brown. Nearly got that one down. Chris Blake called it out. Sailed wide. 2-point advantage. Timeout, Buff and Blue.
I mean, think about it. One timeout ago, things were looking pretty bleak for Blake and company, right? And they've turned it around in the thick of this. What is this? This is like gladiator stuff, Felipe.
And this is the Cannon Coliseum, essentially, right? It's
right.
Just warriors and beasts and just incredible level of volleyball that we've seen here today. I mean, look at what these two teams have done, right? Combined 71 championship finals.
I am entertained, Felipe.
Were you not before? You are now.
I'm looking around for Russell Crowe. There's a new gladiator coming out.
That's with Pedro Pascal, I think. Right?
I'll take your word. Yeah, but like,
that's right. Yeah. I feel like Brad Pitt's going to come out, right? Troy and all that. Wow. 20-18 right now. Kamehameha.
You know how there's always one gladiator who kind of owns the crowd and the stands. I feel like this is a home match for Lulu Uluwave, right? Like, that's one of the interesting things, right? Because you're here in Laie, she's got all the family. I was talking to some student athletes earlier, different schools, all of them. Anyone that lived in Kahuku was cheering for Punahou tonight.
And records, Lulu Uluwave and the family coming from a tremendous football background, right? And Lulu has carved a nice little path on her own and has really excelled and really paved the way for so many people in this community. I just can't believe she's a senior. I mean, there's so many players on the court right now, and combined there are 19 seniors.
Wow. That's why the level of play is so high, right?
Tevez, Vinny, Uluwave. Yes.
And I think that swing, that restraint, that's going to be the key for Lulu tonight. If there's anything where she might have a bad tendency, it's to overswing, to overpower, to overforce. If she can just play with a little bit more finesse, good things going to happen.
Right through the seam of the block and dropped out in front. Here comes Shigemasa. Kapihe into the block. Back to Kapihe. Back to Lilo. Hit by Chalk. Benny to Uluwave. Squares it at 20.
Older sister playing at a high level for a long time. She's been in the gym forever. And I'll tell you, just such high volleyball IQ.
2020. What else would you expect? Arquette goes cross court. That one reeled in. Benny answers with Brown. Nothing there. Over Kapihe to Chalk. Off that block.
Punahou had their chance. Got a really good serve from Shigemasa, who also made an amazing dig in the back. And you can tell they're putting a lot of pressure on Chalk. And Chalk just having patience, hitting the high hands. Good things happen. Red zone has been Kamehameha zone all year long.
21-20. Pass, tough one. Kept alive by Chalk. Arquette rolled it and scored it. 7 kills for her.
Time and time again, we've seen so many Kamehameha Punahou matches. They get to 2020, and then all of a sudden Kamehameha goes on a run, and I really like this timeout here from Tita Ahuna. Slow it down. Take some of the air out of the momentum. And let Lulu's fans go to work.
Right, yeah. On average, roughly this season, when Kamehameha gets to 20, the average run is 5 to 1.5 points, by the way. So you got a lot of 25-21s, 25-22s. So to your credit, in that red zone, over the course of the 20 sets, and this being the 21st, that's kind of been the separation there.
You're so good, Felipe. You're like the money ball guy I'm the old school guy who just kind of goes on his gut a little bit, right?
Oh, come on.
And is often wrong. But we talked about this last night, right? So Chris Blake, he's playing at University of Hawaii. New coach comes in, and he's kind of on the outside looking in, right? And he goes in his first coaching job with Tita Huna at Kamehameha. He also had played for Tita. I said, hey, Tita, what do you remember about a young Chris Blake? And she said he was always fiery. He always had energy. He was always ready to go. And you see how he runs teams right now. It's the same kind of attention to detail.
No, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. And the numbers have grown within the program. In fact, this is the largest roster that he's had in about 21 years as a head coach. He said, we wanted to value the people that have brought us here. And so they are 3 away now from a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, on the other side, Tita, I said, you ready to play? And she lit up. Like, you can tell in her heart of hearts, she would love to get on the court right now, down 20-22. And I want, you know what? If I had my money, I'd bet on Tita Huna.
Buff and Blue out of timeouts here. Warriors hitting 265. They have a +2 advantage in the dig, 17-15. Buff and Blue has a 2-0 lead in the ace category. But Buff and Blue have 8 more, or rather 8-4 the service error, so 4 more than the Warriors here so far. Emma Lilo. Moriwaki near the net. Benny. Punahou. Woo! That ball had some smoke on it.
I mean, we talked about the bounciness of the floor. That was a little extra bounce.
Absolutely destroyed this through the seam. 21-20. Uluave. Diving, overpass. Marumoto got a brush on it. Lilo a bump. Who's going to get it? Arquette to the front. Marumoto backtracks, wants it, has it, swings it. Got blocked. Kept alive by Benny and Tevez. And then finally they scramble with Chalk to bump it for Lilo to the front row. Tevez a bump set. Marumoto. Picked up there by Lum. Lilo gets it to Arquette. Rolled at it. Tevez digs it. Benny a bump set. Marumoto has to find it in the lights. Free chance back row. Goldstein. Lilo. Chalk. (23-21). 3 kills for Chalk.
Kelly Shigemasa going to set. We have not seen this throughout the state tournament.
Here she is to get it out to Marumoto. Flying tip. There's Watson. Arquette. Good pickup by Uluwatu. Who's going to get it? It'll be Shigemasa. Marumoto called everyone off to free ball and across. Watson. Lilo. Kapie.
Hit of the match. Straight up, straight down, and run all around.
Set point. Watson really good behind the stripe this season. Just couldn't get it over the cable. And now here comes Brown. Bottom Ali'i Brown. Got to go on a 2-point serving streak here. Arquette underhanded across. Flipped over by Benny. Overpass, watch out. Tipped over by Kapihe. Uluwave. Marumoto. Oh, blasted that one. Timeout Warriors.
Both sides came to play. Marumoto, remember, last night, 4 kills, 4 errors early in first set, and then just went on a roll. And if she gets going there, she's got a similar start here tonight. That's going to be really a big difference maker for this Punahou team. Brown is going back to serve, right? And you think about Brown. She's young as well. Not a freshman, but a junior in her first real extensive playing time. So much pressure on her to serve, and yet throughout the state tournament, she has been up to the challenge.
So often we talk about experience and how they can help players move forward in their careers. We've seen time and time again with these two programs, obviously, and sometimes progress means, regress, if you will, and not getting what you want and what you feel like you deserve. And it knocks you down a couple of pegs, right? But it restarts the computer and the mindset of these players, both sides too, right? I mean,
Yep.
for Punahou and for Tino Huna, she said, losing that quarterfinal matchup, gave all the credit to Kamehameha Hawaii and said that we had to look back within ourselves, work harder, teach our kids how to win, push them throughout the preseason, through the ILH regular season. There was a team that still beat Kamehameha earlier in the year in 5 sets the first time they played. And now here they are just showing some of that grit.
Going to need it right here. And this is an interesting rotation for Kamehameha. The last couple of times they've had Arquette hit the middle. Now what's tough about that is they've got to pass in order to go to her. Right?
Yeah.
They want to go to her. So I wonder if they keep her in the middle here, or do they put Kapihe into the middle and send Arquette out to the right side?
Arquette's taking 12 of the 40 Kamehameha swings. Uluwave's taken 15. Marimoto's taken 13. So that's 28 of the 46 Buff and Blue swings.
Arquette outside.
Got it! Set 1 to the Warriors. A fight to the very last point, as close as you can get to the brink. This sets the stage for something special here. 1-0 Kamehameha.
This Spectrum OC16 sports presentation is sponsored by Pizza Hut and Taco Bell.
OC16, exclusively on Spectrum.
Well, Punahou came up short in that first set, but the blocking was alive, and Rela Binney coming alive. 14 assists early on, doing from the stripe and feeding the middles with the freshman Evelyn Kilisi, Kilohalani Cox. Found some bright spots. 6 kills for Uluwave, but it just wasn't enough. It was just too much. Adrienne Arquette, Kev, in set 1.
Yeah, she was nearly unstoppable from the middle, doing it from the blocking position, hitting cross court, hitting line for the set win. Too much. Adrienne Arquette.
The jack in the box. Set 1 stats, the hitting errors. A significant difference in addition to the kill percentage here between these two.
Yeah, I mean, doubling up the kill percentage for Kapalama, but still, take a look how close it was. And a big part of that, the 2 service aces for Punahou. I said they needed 3. Might have been close with
All right.
1 more.
Little Wongstradamus. All right. I got you. You're predicting that.
Lucky guess. There, what do they say about a blind squirrel, right? In the Cannon Center.
Yeah. Set 2 underway. Binney will go to Marimoto. Kind of a similar start. Marimoto got a lot of healthy swings to the first 5 touches for the Buff and Blue. That conversely, during that same period, Adrienne Arquette went perfect 5 for 5 on her first swings.
Wow.
Dropped off the table.
There's nothing you can do. And I think if I'm Punahou here, I think I mix in some back row sets to Uluwave just to kind of even out the responsibility and the pressure in these early rotations.
Following to the back line, it's out.
I mean, both teams playing lights out defense. Reese Teves learning well from Dane and Sherry over the years. On the other side, Ashley Lum. There's not a player on the Kamehameha team who doesn't play lights out defense, right? Like they're blocking their defense.
Always so bruised after every match, it seems. Lilo.
Oh
my goodness, off the shoulder there of Brown. Lilo. The chop. There's Uluwave. Net called. Punahou.
Some high heat. Ooh. That's a pretty good dig. Gotta flex the shoulder and pop it back in, right?
Nothing phased her there. Benny tipped around. Scalisi sliding lum. Kapihe. Front row for Maramoto. Right back to her. Into the block, Maramoto, then Uluave. Here's Maramoto. Watson, Lilo, and Arquette. A little early, a little out in front of her. 4 contacts.
Really interested to see what Kamehameha does in the second set. We've seen them win and then take their foot off the gas a little bit. You would think in the state tournament that wouldn't necessarily be what they do, but I'm interested.
Arquette backhanded up there by Maramoto. Cox got blocked, but Maramoto's there. Another try for Cox. She's blocked again. There's Benny. How about a third try? She's blocked again. A hat trick of blocks.
You know, I was just talking about how great their defensive team is. Historically, that's what Kamehameha does. What they don't do historically is block at the clip they've been doing this year. This might be the best blocking Kamehameha team of all time.
It's Goldstein, it's Chun, it's Kapihe, it's Arquette, and that's in the net. Moriwaki back in, serving specialist, steady passer. Chris Blake changing up the visor here tonight, honoring Maui. Here's Moriwaki. In the middle. Chun, what a pancake dig there from Uluave. Watson. How about another one for Chun? Same thing! And it just gets down.
Sometimes that shot is better when it's dug than when it goes down, right? Like, this is the one that just everyone on the Punahou team's hitting the floor and banging an elbow, banging a hip, crushing a knee.
How good has Chun been in the month of October and November? A couple kills now here tonight.
They're having like a little team meeting, right? Like a little session.
You good? You good? You good? I'm good. You good?
The empathy in the eyes and the connection.
And think about Chun too, when you get to see, I mean, that's a good point that you made, because the last 2 nights that we saw her in the quarters and the semis, you get to see that leadership kind of exude, because she's a junior, right? Coming back next year.
All right.
And you really get to see, okay, kind of the changing of the guard and where this team could be directed from a player perspective. That's there, 13 and 15. Goldstein in the back. Arquette. Benny goes down to chase it, and Cox goes off of Lilo in the front and then gets called for a handling violation on a double contact.
That was a really hard swing, really tough spot for Cox, and took a really nice look. Julie Tavongo, we talked about, this is an area that she knows really well, right? I've seen her talking to all the outside hitters. She spent some time with Kamea Maramoto, with Uluave during the timeouts.
Off the cable down. That's a department where Punahou has been great at, and that's been a point of focus in the 2 weeks leading into the tournament, according to Tito Huna. Aggressive serving, and they get it with Tevez. First ace tonight. Got it back to Goldstein. Lilo. Arquette rattled the cable. Met there by Benny. Tevez softly bumps it. Here comes Cox, who hit that one out.
It's got to be one of the toughest swings. Out of system on the right side when the ball's coming from off the court, over your shoulder.
Now this is the highest ceiling of the year for each of these two.
This is amazing, right? I can't wait to get a ball up there.
Benny. Trouble. Uluave, yeah. Traced it. And Cox two-hands it across. Arquette. Lilo transitions right there to Chalk off the block. Kept alive though there by Lum. Chase down. This goes out.
And that's the same swing that Cox had to take earlier. Uluave did a really good job. Tight set earlier in that rally. Just recycled it into the block. Set up the cover on her side. I'll tell you, Kamehameha is not playing as well as they did in the first set. This is an opportunity for Punahou. I feel like they need to get a little cushion before the red zone, though. Don't you feel that way?
For sure, right? And I cushion, but a Punahou cushion against Kamehameha made like 5. Chun, got it.
I knew you were high maintenance. That's a big cushion. I'm thinking like a 2 or 3 point cushion.
Okay. Sticking with 5. We'll put it this way. I mean, there have been leads blown of as many as 6 here in the series. As Lilo transitions, Kapie touches at it. There goes Shigemasa. Here comes Uluwave. She's blocked. What a dive and a cover from Shigemasa. That was a thing of beauty. Went around it, popped up Arquette, and it's Brown. Shigemasa, the hero.
2 highlight reel digs there, right? Shigemasa with one. Just signed on her way to play at Portland State. Arquette had one as well. Look at that. When you know your team's got your back covering you like that, it just gives you so much more freedom to take swings.
Dump there for Lilo.
I think the refs might have missed a little net on the follow through. And Tito Una walking over as well.
Yeah, that net shook pretty visibly. 8-7 here. Kamehameha took set 1, 25-23. Near the net, Benny battles out Marumoto into the solo block of Tia Kapie.
This is another interesting twist. Indigo Clark coming back onto the court for Haumea Marumoto. Signed on to go to Stanford to play beach volleyball. She's been out with some injuries over the last 3 weeks.
This one goes out.
Tito Ahuna has not been afraid to make moves here tonight. I like it, right? Being aggressive.
Right. We're shuffling players around. Shigemasa coming in the set. Here comes Brown. Two-point advantage. Kamehameha gets to 10. At the days of when Punahou won that championship in 14, McKenna Granado, 23 kills in that one. How about Keani Tuilera? She had 48 assists in 15 days. And that 4-set win in the Blaisdell. Uluwave.
That's the one. I love that. I gotta do that more. I think this match is Lulu Uluwave's time to shine.
Oh, from that angle, that's wicked. Benny pops it. That's an ace. That's 4 aces tonight for Punahou. Goldstein knew she got it and gave her coach some dap. And an emphatic high five, just like, hey, get back in it, kid. Goldstein handles it better. Here's Goldstein. Benny. Cox. There goes Tevez to block it. Benny flung it out there for a swing for Indigo Clark into the game. And that one rolled and down.
You know, it's always interesting to see how an athlete's going to respond to a mistake, right? And Goldstein came in, passed a perfect pass, hits a perfect shot. That's the grit. That's the toughness, right? It's not the flash. Championships are not won by flash. They're won by grit. And then you do the gritty.
Oh, that would have been in that order, huh? Takafuji on the serve. Hooked over there by Kelisi. How about the hook shot kill? (11-11). Kamehameha led by 2. This is their 5th tie here in the frame. And our first court wipage, or second one here of the set. Long season, huh? Just like it did feel like 2 individual seasons.
Yeah, I feel like they're always tweaking the system. Like, isn't there a time where they say, like, you know what? We got it. This is the best system. No.
Okay, look, we looked at the data. Look, now this is the one. 11-11. Arquette. Rattle the cable. Bennett, good job to dig it. Tevez to bump it. Oh, Cox picked up there by Lum. Goldstein cross court. There goes Tevez. Benny. Uluave. Into the double block. Tevez there. Benny says, get out of my way. I got to feed Lulu. It's out.
This is such high level. Right? Saw one national rankings had Kamehameha into the top 25 or so. Punahou's neck and neck there, right?
Arquette tickles the cable. 12-12.
Okay, Arquette's in the back row. This is the time, right? Get the aces going. They've had 2 aces here in the second set.
Bump to Goldstein. Popped up there by Benny. Tevez. Here comes Uluave. Takes it over right to Goldstein. In the middle. Shun tries to fly. Good cover there from Cox. Here comes Uluave. Yes! Punahou. 13. Maybe this will juice up Buff Nation. Trying to square the match at 1. Punahou a 1-point lead.
This Spectrum OC16 sports presentation is sponsored by New City Nissan.
Farrington takes on Damien in the first round of the First Hawaiian Bank Division I State Football Championships. We're in Hawaii Kai tomorrow at Kaiser Stadium. Game day Hawaii delivered by pizza gets you going at 6:45 p.m. Today was the official start of the State Football Championships. Kamehameha Hawaii has a 14-13 lead over Roosevelt. Congratulations, Pac-5. They defeated Kaimuki, a very big and tough Kaimuki team. 32-7. Wolfpack advance to the state semis. Here comes Arquette. That's out. So now that cushion starting to be built a little bit here.
The question is it a Kevin-sized cushion or a Felipe triple whopper cushion?
Can they stay consistent with that? Goldstein. Big up there for Moriwaki. Uluave. Yes.
Her hitting's just so violent. I'll tell you, that set out of Benny's hands, it was about as high and spinny as can be, and it came out just clean as a whisper.
9 here for Uluave. Oh, missed time there with Chun. Chris Blake snaps up. He takes time. 4-point advantage now here for Punahou. Punahou, although they're hitting 042, they lead the most important statistical. To the big board we go. All right, coming up, Division I Open semifinals, Campbell, Mililani, Kahuku, Punahou. We got football the rest of the way after tonight. Pay-per-view Division I Open Championship in Manoa. We'll give you all the pay-per-view details a little bit later on as we get closer to Championship Black Friday for the Division I Open crown. 4-point advantage for the Buff and Blue. Arquette from the back row has that one dug up. Benny goes to Uluave in the front row. Off the touch, there's Goldstein. Here's Goldstein. Jamming one through. That one picked up there by Moriwaki. Uluave, another big swing. A fireball.
Just so confident. So fiery. Just timing, peak performance when it's really needed. And the crazy thing about that, that's a Chris Blakeism, right? Like, be at your best when your best is needed.
The service error takes it down to 4. Coming out with Goldstein here, 2 kills, 3 digs. Brown dug up there by Arquette. Chalk is blocked. Chalk through the block.
And a little lingering stare through the net. Lori Santi sent us a little note, right? She liked the feistiness too. Everyone's so nice these days.
Yeah, show some of that competitive spirit.
The championship's not going to go to the nicest team, right? Like, you got to have some spunk. You got to have some confrontation. Joe Shigemasa may be the best server on this Punahou team. They really need her right now to dial up a couple of aces, get that cushion going.
Right on cue. Timeout, Kamehameha.
Championships are not given to teams. You've got to go earn it, right? Like, you've got to be willing to risk it, to serve tough, to get the aces, and along with that, you're going to miss some serves as well. Don't look right now, though, Felipe, but Punahou's hit that 3-ace level here in the second set.
And for the second time, they've hit that 5-point cushion. Led 17-12, then 19-14. Will it be enough here for Punahou? Right, just a school that, they had them as the best high school sports program in the country, right, a couple of times, right? Or Sports Illustrated, that was about a decade ago. Since then, you had the emergence of IMG Academy and whatnot. But Punahou's standard of excellence has been so consistent throughout. Of course, they're almost audit shoo-ins, right, for tennis and golf championships. Basketball, there's always in the mix. It's never a sport where Punahou's not in that conversation, and it's just a credit to the direction of that program, and including Tito Huna, and look where they are right now.
Well, part of that is Rick Toon, right? And I saw him before the match. I walked past him. I said, like, you and Chris Blake got to coach against each other somewhere, somehow, right? Like, like you think about the all-time winning male coach, Rick Toon, the all-time winning female side in Chris Blake. He's like, well, I'm not going to the girls' side, so Chris is going to have to come and coach some boys.
And one of the longest streaks between state titles within Punahou is girls volleyball, right? It's been 9 years, as we mentioned. Basketball's been in there. Both volleyball won 10 in a row.
Right. It's a good point.
Football won one as recent as 2013. 5-point advantage, Shigemasa. To the back row. Lilo outside. Chalk. Blocked. And out. And Chalk was just like, nope.
A spin, a stare, and a wag. I'm trying to remember if Tony Nishida, her mom, did that in the University of Hawaii days. Probably did.
She didn't have a spin or a wag. She had the swag. Benny on a rundown. Uluave off the cable, picked up by Arquette. Chalk. Hard angle, Uluave. Oh, how about Benny? Then one time's up there. Chalk fought off there initially by Emma Lilo. Uluave over the block. There goes Chalk. Here's Arquette. Near the net, Benny going to have a battle. And nearly put down. Fought off there by Lilo. Right to Shigemasa. Benny goes to Uluave. Picked up there by Arquette. Lilo will feed to Chalk. 7 for her.
That was a rally and a half, right? Both teams playing high-level defense, and then just this high seam. She hits a lot of her kills down the line, high seam, lots of touches.
Uluave. Wow, Arquette, one-handed save. Fading away, Chalk. Lined it over, free chance. Middle, Brown underhands it and scores it. Just got past Lilo and Arquette. What a job there from Brown.
And I was thinking to myself over the last couple of points, is Tito Huna going to bring back in Haumea Maramoto? Is she going to bring back in Indigo Clark? And she goes with Clark here. And this is the rotation now. Uluave's in the back row. Clark's going to have to take some swings on the left side. Right, late, a couple more rotations from here. They can put Cox on the left. They can move Indigo to the right side. But this is the one. This is the rotation. They're going to need her to swing.
Indigo Clark, number 6 here for Punahou in the front row. Stanford bound for beach volleyball. Uluave. Lilo, middle, white that Kapihe. Benny picked it up for a swing for Clark. Right on cue.
And they got their 5-point cushion. You know, you got a tired shoulder. It's been a long season. You take a little time off. Leave it all on the court right now, right?
We didn't see her at all in the semifinal round yesterday.
I don't think we saw her in the quarterfinals either.
I think so.
They shut her down for a while. And in a lot of ways, they also did that with Uluave. Playing the long game, right? Sometimes you take the couple of steps backwards in the early part. Indigo Clark time. Wow.
Long serve.
Dodging a bullet. I would also, if I'm Rela Binney, I'm also thinking to myself, hey, get out of jail free card when I'm in trouble. I got Uluave in the back row.
Warriors out of timeouts too. Here's Brown. Arquette recycled right back there to Chalk. Chased down by Lilo, hit over by Arquette. Right there to Shigemasa. Binney tied at the net to Clark. Over the net and Kapihe puts it home.
Goes from 5 to 4. The tiptoes start coming in. It's dangerous time for Punahou right here.
In the middle, Kilisi, net called, Kamehameha. It's on Goldstein.
Think about it. Even with the cushion, a missed serve helps him out. A net call misses him out on a hit.
Look at this on the press. Yep, got the top of the cable to Goldstein. Good call here from Kuipo Riso. It's back to 5 and 2 points away from squaring the match. Goldstein in the middle. Arquette is blocked! What a denial! That's a freshman! Kilisi!
She's a freshman.
Woo! For the set, Binney. Gives the point right back. So they built the cushion for the final push. And now here, Christo Takafuji. We were seeing it all in the first 2 rounds.
We're watching chess masters.
Clark! Indigo Clark. Crunch time. Pulls up big. 2 kills in the set. Most important one so far for Punahou. The best of 5 is now best of 3 for the Division I state title. Thanks to the likes of Indigo Clark in big moments. Uluave took a lot of healthy swings. 30 swings on the night. More than a third of the total swings Punahou has this evening. 10 kills to go along with those 30 swings and 7 digs.
And it created this feedback loop, right? Because she gets a kill, her crowd goes fiery, builds more confidence on the team. They get together, they stomp around. I think that really was the key to that second set. I mean, look at the numbers. Offensively, both teams not doing great, right? It was a defensive battle, Punahou a few more digs, and we talked about that all night long. Give me 3 aces for Punahou, you're going to win the set. On the other side for Kapalama, only 2 blocks, right? This is a team that usually is getting up there in the 3s and the 4s. They were really stifled there, and their offense got a little anemic.
for Lulu Uluave, those 10 kills. The thing I love about Lulu Uluave too, right? So on the floor, right, you have, well, stay with me here.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Right, so you got all these planets, right? And each of them kind of in their own galaxies. But when Lulu gets in there, right, that gravitational pull, now everyone's in her orbit and they're feeding off of that, right? And you saw it there with Clark, with Shigemasa in big moments. As Benny blocks Arquette. Whoa! What a rejection! Lilo, Kapihe, hooking one, diving Tevez. Kapihe, we get her 4th kill, hitting .231 tonight. Watson's back in to serve.
And this is the time, right? Indigo Clark out on the left side. Took a really good swing on the right. Left side's not her preferred choice.
The push across the Clark. Lilo works it to Arquette. Benny intercepts it. Clark double block. Right there. That might be the biggest block in the state. Kapihe going up with Arquette.
Yeah, keeps on throwing new people at that block, and there's just no getting around them. Look at it. They're posted. They're up and down. There's no seams. Way over the net.
Brown swipes at it. Watson vacuums it in. Here's Goldstein. Yes.
And you can really see now Punahou camping out on Arquette in the middle. And this is a good job by Emma Lilo. She understands it. She sees it, pushes it to the outside. Starting to get some seams to the outside and the right side.
Chase down. Wow, Benny. Holy smokes. What a job. It's kept the rally going. Can they take advantage? Yes, they can. It's Arquette. It's her 9th.
How do you respond, right? How do you respond when you win a set? How do you respond when you lose a set?
Watson flung it out to Clark. Down
D-ball.
the middle. Wow. Right there to Uluave.
D-ball, Felipe. We've been seeing that from Arquette all year long. We have not seen that once from Uluave. You know, there's a theory of thought where you go to a championship game and you go what's worked with all year long. Punahou is not following that at all. They are making it up on the fly.
Arquette, speaking of fly,
Super fly.
elevates and scores again. If Arquette, she's the first warrior to enter double figures. 10 kills. Hitting 185. She had 10 digs already. So double-double here through the first 2 sets and 7 points. Here's Crystal Takafuji. Off of Cox there. Here comes Clark. Around the block. Watson vacuumed it in. Lilo will feed it to Goldstein. Off a touch. Clark. Benny. It stayed too long in her hands. Yep, point here for Kamehameha. Lift.
Wow. Felipe, you're getting good.
Well, like she threw that down and dumped it.
It's a change of direction, right? So she went up with it and then turned it to the left. It's a fine line, right? You're becoming like a doctor of volleyball.
Oh my God, please never say that again.
It goes out. Felipe Ohastro MD-VB.
Is that what it is? We can throw an OC16 in there.
OC16. That's a long title you got.
Marketing purposes. Lilo middle. Big block out in front. Khaleesi on Judd. Arquette hit the net. And it went down on that side anyway.
I mean, take a look at that, right? The sophomore Cox, the freshman Khaleesi. Khaleesi's a new person after she got that one block against Arquette. All of a sudden, she's like, I'm here to play.
Arquette blocked there by Cox. Benny blocked her. Cox blocked her. And that's 2 big ones there here in this frame.
And it's been these late, last-minute moves into the seam, into the angle. Benny did that on the right side, Cox on the left.
Arquette, and there was Cox, just floated that one along, hit across. Lilo goes to Arquette, the push for the back line. What a play.
Just a level of gamesmanship, right? Going with plan B. And plan B looks like this. She shows the early short tip. The defense collapses, and then she throws it with the shot put to the deep corner.
Here's Arquette. Benny to the right side. There's Clark turning it on. How about the evolution of Indigo Clark over the course of the last 11 weeks, huh?
Yeah, I mean, she just showed up right on the doorstep, said like, hey, I know I haven't played for the last 3 years, but here I am. And Tito Huna said, thank God you're here.
We saw her thrive in the matches against Iolani, early on against Kamehameha, first half of the season. Now here in the state final. Lilo's denied by Uluave.
Kamehameha looks rattled. Right, they looked rattled. They were so confident in the first set. In the second set, Punahou just, what do they say? Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face, right? I'm interested to see how Kamehameha responds here in the third.
Warrior Nation trying to will their team back in. And overpass. The net kind of rattled. It might have hit the ball first there after the swing from Cox. Goldstein shot it across. Here comes Uluave. Goldstein popped it up and over and out.
Uluave picked her team up, right? Picked her team up, threw it on her shoulder, and walked through. Now, for Kamehameha Kapalama, who's going to be that person?
And this is a lineup without Maramoto, by the way.
Yeah.
Been pretty comfortable in this recent stretch. Arquette, the push. Reeled in there by Moriwaki. Here comes Uluave. Around the block, there goes Arquette. Goldstein. Out. On the move, on the run. Into a 2-point lead. Chris Blake trying to keep the energy up. Moriwaki. Watson. Lilo. Arquette, front row. Uluave. Off the block, fought off by Watson. Lum calls everyone off to feed Goldstein. Off the block of Kelisi. Lilo will go back to Goldstein. That one picked up by Benny. Chavez goes right there to Cox. Kept the light Lum. Uluave sealed the deal. Timeout Warriors. This is looking like the Division II championship a little bit. Punahou riding a wave of momentum. 10-7, Punahou leads here in set 3. Kamehameha won set 1, 25-23. Buff and Blue answered back 25-19. Punahou going for a 10th title. 6 of their previous 9 have come at the expense of knocking off Kamehameha. Warriors going for the 24th. Pretty good run here for the Buff and Blue. Moriwaki puts it back in. Goldstein goes off the block and out. Cox is hoping to turn the hands to get it back inward.
And that's what Kamehameha needs, right? They need something. Look at Chris Blake getting excited, getting a little amp from the side. They need a chalk to go off. They need a Goldstein to go off. They need someone to help.
Goldstein. Chavez. Benny. Uluave. Arquette. Lilo. Shot. Moriwaki. Point here as Chun goes down. Benny went up and Chun.
And earlier in that play, Emma Lilo actually took a hit from Uluave as well. 2 in one play.
Right there's Benny at the net, and on the left side you see Chun. How did she land? Ooh, right there.
Yeah, you can see Benny like a full foot under the net on the other side. Really dangerous play.
Right leg. Can't roll the ankle right there. Ooh. Telling the athletic trainers right now, I'm good, I'm good. Sydney Casimiro will come in. And it's tough here for Lohalani Chun, who has been stellar. Now the emotions are at a rush right now, right? State final and the frustration.
Right, and they were already flustered, right? And now you get something like this that happens. The wheels have fallen off. That's the honest truth, right? And you got Chris Blake, who's got to put them back together again.
And that shows the amount of emotional investment that this team has put into this program, including Chun. And being tended to by the ATs right now. We'll hopefully get an update at some point. We'll mark it down at the 10-9 mark here. Chun out, Casimiro in. Here's Goldstein. The pass from Moriwaki gets right to Tevez. Big blast from Cox, just at the net. Uluwave, Ratatats around on the third contact. It's Goldstein!
I have never seen Chris Blake this animated.
Same. Never.
Right? Like, he took last year really hard. I was really surprised. He was blaming himself for last year, right? He's like, the girls gave their all. It was on me. Here he is cheering his team on because this is a bleak time, right? It's 10-10, but it seems different than that.
Can they get a side out point? Yes, they can. Khaleesi. I think 444 here tonight. Just one hitting error and 5 kills.
And had a pretty quiet semis, but remember the quarterfinals where she had 9 kills hit for a high percentage.
Chalk is off the block and out. The second one there to Kealohalani Cox. Trying to hype herself up.
Chalk, 8 kills, hitting 389. I think got to go more to her too, right? Get her going, especially when she's in the front row feeling confident.
At the net, Benny near the tower. A runner there for Cox to push it across. Lilo reverses cycle there for Chalk through the block, Moriwaki. Benny to Uluwave. She's blocked. Lilo was there. Kapihe was there.
And that's the other side of the equation. Can Lulu Uluwave continue to play at the high level she has so far for 2.5 sets? It was an amazing block.
Just out of the reach there, Kealohalani Cox. Uluwave out.
We talked about it, right? There's going to be some adversity. There's going to be some twists and turns. Some story arcs.
The road.
Buckle up. We're only in the third set.
Exactly. Benny flung it out. Cox. Yes. Hit the... Oh, see, the line person called antenna first.
Oh, wow.
But Randy Rumino said it went off the block and then the antenna. So now they have to figure out.
And Chris Blake's got his hand up. Tito Huna's walking over going, shaking her head. What'd you see, Felipe?
It was hard angle. Right. I thought it was a block and then a point for Punahou. He'll stay that side.
That's what I thought, too.
Chris Blake raises his hands. It says it went off the block and then it hit
Not
the
even
bottom
close.
of the antenna, yeah.
Yeah, I tell you, for some of these lines people, they've been working for 6 hours, right?
Yeah, true.
I think it's golden pay soon.
And longer because you're in for the constellation
that's
matches.
right.
The first match is at 11. It's an ace. $13 up.
Callie Joe Shigemasa serving up aces.
At 13-13 as they wipe up the floor. Let's check in with Jimmy here for a second because Jimmy is monitoring Lohalani Chun. And remember, she rolled her ankle earlier here in the frame, Jimmy?
Yeah, so they have taped up her right ankle. You can see she's got the shoe back on. She's running around testing the ankle right now. But I'm telling you, it was bothering her enough during all that. She was not celebrating at all when her team was scoring points. She was in pain, guys.
All right, Jimmy, thanks so much. We're going to get the full clearance before they're going to put her back in, make sure to keep her safety in mind. Here comes Chalk off the block of Binney and out.
I don't think I can just repeat what she said. But it was very emphatic.
That's a 10th grader. Binney. Oh, how about ground diving on the floor there was Lilo. Free chance again. Chance to equalize, too, with Uluwave. Yep, got it. Uluwave, 13 kills.
You know, so many times we talk about volleyball, non-contact sport. Stay on your own side. This match tonight feels different. It feels like there's energy through the net. It feels like aggressive, more aggressive than normal. And I love it.
And it feels deeper into the match, but it's only 14-14 and now 15-14. That's where Punahou's gotten back into this. They are +6 in the ace department. 7-1. The thing that took them all the way to the tourney is taking them here to the title. Net called on Punahou. It's on Brown.
There's not going to be any cushions in this third set. And I'm not sure Punahou needs a cushion anymore.
Yeah, right. They needed the 5. They won it by 6 in the set number 2. Now they're hanging around late stages of a set. As Watson has her second service error here tonight.
You know, there was a different tone in talking to Tita tonight, and a lot of that confidence came from two things: passing and serving.
And how many times have we heard that before, right? Not just from her, but from everybody else, right? It's just fundamentals. Kapihe cross court, dug up by Uluwave. Binney will feed it back to Uluwave. Goldstein arced it over. There's Uluwave.
Watch the tip.
Clark.
You got to know your players, right? And the shoulder's been bugging her towards the end of the season. She's got all the beat shots in the world.
How many times do we think we have the storyline entering a championship match, right? And then you realize, oh, 2 pages are stuck together here. Oh, what is this page? And then it's just like absolute zaniness, right? Clark gets in, right? Shigemasa starts to serve.
This one's a little screwy.
17-15. There goes out.
The margin is just so much narrower here tonight, right? And wow, they were going to put in Chun. But Chris Blake making the executive decision to keep in Fernandez. Casemiro.
Yeah, Sidney Casemiro comes in. Takafuji into serve, so the clearance appears to be good. They're talking to the athletic trainers one more time. And then
it's double clearance. You got to get approved by the trainers and then by Chris Blake.
Yeah. And then Kingston. This one's down. There's Khaleesi.
I feel like number 18 is transforming in our eyes, right? And you say you can't recreate this kind of atmosphere. In the same way, if you go through the gauntlet of pressure in a championship match and you get through to the other side, that changes you.
Buff and blue up 2 in a match that's tied at 1. Goldstein got it off a touch. There goes Tevez. Binney. Cox off the double block, kept alive. Binney one-handed, gets caught for the handle.
Randy Rubinall has been doing a fabulous job.
Amen.
All right, he's on it. Quick whistle, making the right decision.
You see the lift there from Binney. That one hit across there by Khaleesi. Lilo gets it to Goldstein, picked up there by Uluwave. Cox, and it's kept alive. Lilo and Arquette. Hit there by Clark, off the touch, picked up by Lilo. Here's Goldstein. Off the high hands. Fished in there by Cox. In the middle is Khaleesi. Then Binney, after he hit the block, Uluwave bumps to Clark. Tipped it down the line. Picked up there by Watson. Here comes Arquette. Binney softly puts it up. Tevez, can they get a good swing with Cox? There goes Lum near the net. Lilo, middle. Hit over by Casemiro.
Strumming some beautiful music to the back corner. Woo!
18-18.
These two teams are just so evenly matched, right? So different. Oh. Kamehameha's got to serve tougher, right? 1 ace, 10 errors. That's the storyline right there.
7-6 on the opposite side there for Punahou. Khaleesi. Some dragon power.
Making the kills look easy.
They're chanting, she's a freshman.
Not anymore.
Moriwaki, Watson, Lilo, Arquette.
That is the play. That is the person that Kamehameha has been waiting to step up and make a swing. Uluwave did it in the second set. Kamehameha runs through number 17.
12 kills for Arquette, 10 for Chalk. Chalk's hitting, we're going 429 right now. Binney goes to Uluwave. There goes Chalk. Chalk wants it. Chalk up another. She's a puppeteer. Timeout, Punahou. No strings attached. Kalan Chalk's really good, Hawaii. 11 for her. And a 1-point lead. I've never heard more chihus in my entire life at one event than this one. For good reason. Set 3 best of 5 Division I championship. 20-19. Uluwave. Binney. Uluwave. Off the block. That one pounded way back. Casemiro.
Oh man, Chris Blake. Sticking with his guns, right? She gets a kill, she gets a block.
Up 2. Uluwave off the block and out, so she gets her 14. She's the only player in double figures. We saw Kamehameha at the start of the match. She poured in 2, but this is a comfortable rotation the last 2 sets here for Tira Ohuna and this lineup. Cox has 7, Khaleesi has 7. Where else is the offense going to come from? Tevez lasers one over. Bump here to Chuck through the block. Backhanded up there by Uluwave. Here comes Cox to end it and got it in for a double contact.
Cushionless, right up. A cushionless Punahou now. Can they turn the tides in the red zone? You know it's a close match when the towel comes out as much as it has been tonight. Because this...
It's air conditioned.
This is air conditioned.
Yes.
I'm like cold. It's like 70-some degrees here.
Yeah.
No one's sweating. There's no moisture on the floor. There's gamesmanship on the floor. And a gamer coming back on the floor as well in Haumea Marimoto.
It's on the right side for Punahou. Here comes the terrific Ashley Lum. Moriwaki chased down by Binney. Here comes Uluwave. And still alive. Chalk got the saving rally hit. There goes Arquette. Got to feed it out there to Chalk. Why not?
I don't know what I like better, the chalk kill or the chalk full of nuts celebration at the end.
Timeout. Buff and blue. Sterling Carvalho is in the house. He's in Section E. Watching this, like Jillian Yamagata, athletic director for Kahuku, who's in the house. Anything that happens within this building, they are part of, right? Kinsley Ayu we see a lot. Brandon O'Connor we saw. This has become a great sight. And there you see Sterling Carvalho. No play Punahou for the Division I Open semifinals on Friday.
I'll tell you, we talk about fitness. Kaimana has been on fire here tonight. Making turns in the rubber slippers.
Love it.
It's hard to think in here, Felipe.
It's just noise, and they counter it with a
banner shuttle run.
Yeah. This is why high school sports is awesome. There's nothing like it.
Nothing. And I'll tell you, this is a special year because Felipe Ohastro's calling the high school girls championship match. Have you ever done this before?
2014 is the last time you and I worked. That was my first time really in the chair that season, right? And of course, and the reason why, and I love volleyball. I get to work with you, obviously, but we always split up typically because we have first round football during that time. But the schedule didn't really work out, and yeah, I can enjoy with you and Jimmy. And Jimmy's first time.
Keep it up, kid. You're doing some good things.
Thanks, Dad. Vinny in the middle. Brown was blocked. Moriwaki bumps at Uluave. Just snuck it in front. Wow, what a smart shot there.
The willpower of Lulu Uluave is maybe the most I've ever seen. She is utterly willing her team back into the match, back into competition, back into contention. So much respect for that. I think there's something to be said for like being one of the younger daughters in a family of athletes, right? Like you either get left way behind or you got to fight your way in.
It's like a Tito Huna.
Right? Totally, right?
Like tackle football in Papakolea during your days. Lilo got it out, chalk into the net. Vinny shaking her and said, no way. And what could have been 24-21 is 22 serving 23.
And now if I'm Emma Lilo, I think to myself, Tia Kapihe might be a good idea in the middle. I don't know. I think Yo Adrian on the back row, even though it's a D-ball.
Kapihe got it. Her fifth kill.
That was a big play. Shigemasa serving laser beams back there. Good pass. They get the set. I mean, this ball's got to go back out to Uluave, right? It's got to. And she's going against Kamehameha's biggest block in Kapihe and Arquette.
Emma Lilo set point. Overpass, chance to win it. Chalk, Lilo, outside. Arquette wins set 3. The story arc of Adriana Arquette continues to shock and awe and amaze. The emotions all around from two of the premier programs in the state. Kamehameha leads 2-1 in the Division I final. Uluave got her kills, 15 for the 9, but everyone else, I mean, they've had troubles because of arguably the best blocking team in the state. Kamehameha has a 2-block advantage. 8-6 here in the match over Punahou as the Warriors take set 3, 25-22, one set away from title 24, and these are the set 3 stats.
Kamehameha's offense doubling up over Punahou. walked pretty even in that play. The defensive pressure from Kamehameha off the charts, and Punahou, we talked about it. They got 2 aces. They need 3 aces to win a set, and they were 1 point away.
So now here comes a pivotal set 4, right? One way or another. Every point.
And the question is, can Lulu Uluave keep on doing it by herself, or does someone have to come in, right? On the Kamehameha side, it went from Arquette, passed it off to Chalk there a little bit. One person, so hard to do. How about the storyline of number 7 for Kamehameha? Casimiro, right?
That block really came at a pivot point in the set that shifted the momentum back to Kamehameha, and it didn't look bad.
And she's staying back in here now, right? So she's back in again for this set.
And if you're just joining us, Alohalani Chun rolled her ankle in set 3, tended to by the trainers. Appears to be clear, was ready to come in. Chris Blake opted to kind of sit around. Let's try to roll with what has worked so far. Set 4 here. Benny fights at it. Arquette and Lilo. Shigemasa. Benny. Clark. Double block. Chavez. Hit over by. Oh man, how about Uluave? How hard is that shot? A flying tip to the back corner and nearly saved.
Lulu's got some power, right? We always talk about the just finding the back line. We always talk about the poi pounder. I think Lulu likes Ulu.
It's a good night to plan it. Brown able to put it over. Kapihe goes out. How quick's this start, but more importantly, how fast will the finish be here for Punahou? Their largest lead in any part of this match is 6. They're up 2 right now. Here's Arquette. Good dive there from Brown. Uluave tried to kick and save it, but hit the net first. If it hit the block, that kick would have been good, but it hit the net and it's 4 contacts.
I mean, she's just doing things. You talked about it on instinct, right? You don't plan that. You don't throw the foot out.
You weren't a kicker, were you?
I've kicked some balls in the volleyball court before.
Okay.
Not on the football field. I tried to stay away from the football field as much as possible, especially since I was 175 pounds soaking wet.
You turned out okay. Here's Watson. Pushed down by Khaleesi. 8 now for her.
Hitting 467. Evelyn Khaleesi's hitting the highest percentage of anyone out of the court, and she's a freshman. And she's got 3 blocks. 3 of the 6 Punahou blocks.
Goodness. Goldstein. Lilo. Kapihe. Chavez. Benny. Clark. Scored it.
So impressed by both teams' abilities to bounce back from losses. It's not easy to do.
Yeah, flip-flop in the first 3 sets. Benny puts one right to Goldstein, who gets her feet squared, gets a good approach, and gets a good swing. 6 for her. That's a quiet 6 here for Goldstein as well.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at Arquette. Her hitting percentage is down a little bit because you can see Punahou is really committing to her, but you got 15 digs, you got 4 blocks. You know, it's just all the different ways that she can help your team.
Fuji puts it back in play. Here's Clark, a running start. Off the block of Goldstein. Got a crepe dig from Watson. Goldstein got a good swing. Kept alive there. And that one's out by Cox.
This is the dig of the match. Kalei Watson was on the outside looking in. She was on the bench at the beginning of the season. And here she is, championship match, making a super play.
Clark. Handled well there by Lilo. But Watson to set it to Arquette. Off instincts, it's Brown. Uluave nearly got it over the top. What effort. Laid out for this one. And it missed it by about half a volleyball to get over the top.
I mean, take a look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the dive and the slide. Wears her heart on her sleeve. Great player to have on your team. Great player to have on your broadcast, right? Just brings so much energy.
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This station is testing equipment that can quickly warn you in the event of an emergency. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
Here comes Arquette, that flying tip. Arquette, 15 for her, hitting 211 to go along with 15 digs. Double-double here tonight.
And remember, like if you were to ask Chris Blake, one of the top 3 things of why his teams win, it's because they outwork, they out-hustle, they're in better shape at the end of the year in these big, meaningful matches. And pay attention, right? Like this is the point where people start getting tired, and this is the point where you start seeing a separation between those who put in the work and those who haven't.
I can't even imagine just being mentally focused in a match like this, let alone doing the physical job these stellar athletes have showcased tonight. Into the block after the hit from Cox. Uluave threw that block. Watson picked it up. Off that block by Goldstein. After her swing, been able to feed Uluave. Late block went up, and this ball sailed long. Lilo, she slipped a little bit. Appears to be okay for Kamehameha. 7-5. Point given right back. Here comes Reese Tevez. Goldstein is blocked initially. It's over and saved here by Lum. They thought it went behind the antenna. This ball is out. Tino Hunas arguing that when Watson hit it first and then Lum hit it second, it went behind the antenna. That should have been out. It was ruled it was not out. Here it is again. Oh, great effort. Honestly, tough to tell. It ends up being a point.
Marimoto back in the game on the right side.
Gotta try and find some offense. Marimoto just 2 kills here tonight. Oh, the flick over the top. Casemiro got handcuffed, and now a point for the Punahou. Double contact. And Chris Blake now stating his case.
And what they're saying is it's a block, but they've gotten very tight on the blocking rules where you actually have to be above the plane of the net now. Used to be as long as you were in a blocking motion.
Oh, that was an easy argument. Here's one more time. How high does she go? Oh, that's right on the line of that.
Yeah, I like to let the kids play, right?
Yeah.
But there's this thing called rules, right?
I love a cool.
It's finding the balance between those two theories.
I love what Kuli Boriso and Rumo have done here tonight. It's not easy. Casemiro. And she gets the biggest ovation from Warrior Nation.
I feel like there's been a lot of these matches in Kamehameha history where there's someone who's come off the bench. Lauren Condon one year, Maui Robbins another year, where they just come in and save the day. Maluhia Ma'a another year.
Not all heroes wear capes. Uluave. Looking around, there goes Chalk. How about Kalat Chalk hitting .423? Ain't nobody stopping her. Chaka Khan. Right there.
Chaka Khan.
Through the fire. Uluave into the block. There's Binny. Uluave again. Chalk wants it. Tipped it with the left. Recycle right back to her. Lilo to Arquette. Outside. There's a tense 7 on the scoreboard here in-house. Now it's Jose. There's plenty of room here, but at some point you got to make a sprint if you're Punahou to try and send this to a 5th.
Indigo Clark, what do you got?
Here she is.
The baton, right? You pass the baton, and now you got to see what Indigo Clark has.
Nine to 10. Chalk is denied emphatically. Binny and Brown.
Benny's got some blocks here tonight. 1 solo, 2 assists, just doing a really good job of posting up on the line.
Here the net, stashed away by Lilo.
That was a save by Emma Lilo. Pass going over the net. She beats Punahou to the punch and punches it down.
(11-10). Sliced across. Binny tight at the net and saved by Tellez, and it's ruled over for a free chance. Oh my goodness! I feel for you.
Woo! That's a lot of power. I wouldn't want to be playing defense down that line.
Uluave gives him a free chance again. Up to middle. Oh! Kapihe couldn't put it down after a great dig. Hanging there, still picking it up is Tevez. Clark answers. Tell Grease Tevez. Sensational again.
She really has been.
Chalk off the block and out. They get to 13. Very emotional matchup that we're seeing here tonight.
What a match, right? What a battle. Long season. A lot of twists and turns. You know, I was thinking about how hard it is to come in on the court after there's been a little break and you haven't been out there. You've been on the side. And then I started thinking about, like, Indigo Clark, it's not this that she hasn't played tonight. It's been that she hasn't played in like 3 weeks.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Right? And like, here she is coming out in the biggest pressure situation.
You know, this tournament goes back to 1969 when Kamehameha won the first state championship. So, Kev, here's our favorite segment. Let's go back in the day, 1969. Sugar, Sugar, Buddy Archie's the number one song. Rowan Martin's Laugh-In. It's kind of like Saturday Night Live.
Never heard of that.
Okay. And variety show. Jennifer Lopez and Paul Rudd, they were born that year.
Heard of that.
All I Want turned 10 years old during that year. And how about the Society of Seven, a legendary local entertainment group? They debuted over in Waikiki, 1969, the first ever HHSA title. Wow. And championship match.
Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore.
Warriors came to cheer too, by the way. These dedicated fans here on an observed Veterans Day.
There was one point in the match early on where we both took our headphones off because we were like, is it really as loud as it is in our earphones? Like, we want to hear it live. And it was.
It was during the intros. And lineups. And it was.
This place was rocking.
Remember, it was these two schools 6 months ago for the Division I Boys Championship. Won in 5 sets by Punahou. Kamehameha 12 points away. Saved there by Lilo after the swing from Kilisi. Here comes Goldstein. Softly puts it across. Net called Punahou. It's on Kilisi. Corner 18, let's see. Yeah, right there. It was the inside blocker, Kilisi. Olave. Lilo. Arquette off the block. Covered there by Glum. And then here comes Goldstein.
You know, you think about this Kamehameha team, so many seniors this year, but you got Goldstein and Chalk coming back in at the outside hitter positions and Lum and the libero. They're going to be in good shape for the next few years.
There's some worried looks here for Punahou. Uluave. Hot shot right there to Lilo. Goldstein again.
Wow.
What a big pickup, Uluave. And Kamehameha scores a point on a double contact. The lead is 5. Tito Huna stands up.
Take a look at how far Uluave gets on this play. Her range, right? Can't wait to see her wear the big Y on her jersey.
13 digs for her, along with 16 kills.
Right now, their libero at BYU's got some Hawaii roots. Maybe they just passed the baton at the libero position there. Also, Aria Macomber, one of their DSs this season.
Oh, pass goes over. Arquette gives a shoulder shot to Binney. And a timeout here for Punahou. 17-11.
I'll tell you, there was a time in this match where the wheels fell off and Chris Blake willed this team back in the match, right? I asked him, hey, what'd you do last night? You go, what do you play the match, you go home. He says, I check in with the family and then I'm just buried in prep, in video, in getting ready for this match. I said, are you a big sleeper? He's like, shakes his head. Sleep's a little bit overrated. I'll get it when I get it.
So the same thing to me too, and his attention to detail and his dedication to his craft has made him so special, and it's allowed him to really kind of tinker things. And he does a great job of let's just let this play out, figure it out, you'll be on your own. He gets a lot of leash to these players, and Sidney Casimiro has capitalized on 2 kills, got a block in this match.
And how do you prepare for that, right? Like, there's no way to know. You can think through all the possibilities, but not one of them is like Sidney Casimiro gets in there, and I got to make a gut decision on whether the ankle cleared's going to come in or I'm going to stick with my senior who's gotten a block and a really big kill.
17-11. 3 ties and just 1 lead change here. You see Arquette's numbers. Chalk has 15 kills, hitting 400 with 4 digs.
And what's been really effective for them, right? She does 3 rotations through the front row. They pull her out of the back. And so right when she comes back in, she's got to be the freshest of all the offensive hitters out here.
The bench is getting loud here for Kamehameha. And they're told the bench to sit down. And Chris Blake says, I got it. My bad. The run is 5. The lead is 6. Lollipops this one over. Blocked. Kapihe. This is a dangerous Kamehameha team, and here's why. This is a much more relaxed squad than what showed up in set number 2.
Look at that. That's what a D1 college block looks like.
Uluwambe, nicely done. Continuing to showcase 17 here for Uluwambe. She's still the only Buff and Blue player in double digits kills. Marumono back in the front row here for Punahou. Off the block and in. There's Marumono helping out.
Always amazed, right? On the sideline for a long time. How do you just get right back in and make a great block move like this? Evan Polisi making the really good decision, right? She commits on this and really forces Kapihe to hit a shot she didn't want to hit.
Overpass, Clark! Pulls within 3. Timeout Warriors. That's what they needed. Look at Indigo Clark. Right place, right time. 8 kills, hitting 263. Just 3 hitting errors and a dig. For the beach volleyball collegiate athlete after this year is over at Stanford. And man, Punahou refusing to go away quietly.
I gotta watch my pacing too. My voice is starting to go, Felipe. I've been yelling and yelling and screaming. We're gonna have to sub 1 to Jimmy Bender here soon. Clark's gonna have to come big. The service pressure right now from Benny going to be really key. On the other side for Kamehameha. Got to get that steady pass. And got to deliver. Punahou still looking for their first ace in this set. They haven't gotten an ace yet.
And they're looking for their first title in 9 years. It'll be title number 10. Kamehameha at the top, overwhelmingly. Doubling up on the number 2 spot. University Laboratory. 8 Division I titles. They picked up 1 in Division II, so that's 9 total. But this Division I specifically, Iolani got their licks in there. 4 of them winning last year. Their win over Kamehameha, Hawaii. A 2-1 lead in the match. Let's check in with Jimmy.
Hey, I just want to let you guys know we might need a third string if Kevin goes out, because I'm on 3 days of no sleep, caffeinated beverages, and adrenaline right now.
You're still holding up well. Well done. Look at you guys pros. Goldstein. Flung out. Arquette out.
Wow.
Flag went up. It's out. And now here with one of their better servers. Here's Binney. 39 assists, 9 digs tonight. Chance to answer back Goldstein on a pop-up. Watson calls everyone off. It's an Arquette attempt. Two-handed push. Chance to cut it in half now with Clark.
What is going on? Right? Like, this is more twist than a Shyamalan movie.
M. Night Shyamalan, you mean?
That's what I meant. My brain's a little fried along with my voice.
Arquette recycled back. Punched it back up. Back bump for Watson. Goldstein swing. Binney there. Tevez outside for Clark. The main man trying to stop the bleeding again. Goldstein will give him a free chance. Maramoto gets her spot. Instead it goes to the middle for Khaleesi. We're tied.
Number 18 in blue. 471, 9 kills. 4 blocks.
18-18. Nine here for Khaleesi. Hitting 471.
And this is the one time you really shouldn't wipe the floor, right? They're on such a roll. They scored so many points in a row. I don't care if there's like someone spilled a water ball across the street. You gotta serve.
Slow down the pace a little bit. The energy is high. We start over now, essentially, in an 18-18 score. Goldstein, Lilo, Goldstein. Uluame for the lead. Mono. Met there by Watson. Arquette is out. Binney dodged it. And the Buffalo Blue have the lead.
One more timeout left for Chris Blake. He's not using it yet.
Pass a little off right to Arquette, and they're going to get a free chance out of it. Oh, nearly put down by Goldstein. Here's Clark with the right. It goes into the net.
And Chris Blake again saying, let's go. Yeah, I'm so used to Chris Blake, the math department chair. What we're seeing tonight is like Chris Blake, the cheerleader chair, right?
It's eerily similar to the set number 3 last night in the semis against Baldwin. Baldwin made that run after having tough first and second sets. Came close, didn't get over the top and pull out a win. But they got you around 19-19, 20-20 in that mix in set 3 last night. Chris Blake opted not to take the timeout, let it play out. But now you're letting this play out. He doesn't have timeout left, as you mentioned. You're letting it play out for a state title, though. That's the difference. Deadlock at 19. Maramoto tight at the tower. Into the block. And it's Casemiro.
Oh, man. The cast of characters for tonight's movie has gone deep on both sides. A lot of supporting actors.
And no one's on strike. Here's Clark. There's a strike for her. Picked up in the back row. Lilo outside. Goldstein off the high hands. Uluwabe says, I got it. Binney will go to Clark. Off the soft touch. There's Arquette to save it. Lilo back to Goldstein. There's Uluwabe. Tight at the net. Watch out. Binney fished it out. And Clark went into the net again. Tina Ahuna, one timeout. We'll take it here.
Two amazing coaches, right? Legendary status. Tito Huna first as a player, in high school level. Then she goes on to be a University of Hawaii national champion. She comes back, she coaches college, she coaches high school. She wins at every single level. On the other side, Chris Blake, right off of the one misstep in his entire coaching career, right? A misstep that haunts him even to this day, even to the moment before the match.
Right? Got to the state tournament 20 consecutive years. They've been pretty much in every single final since 03.
Yeah, and he said, last year it was at Punahou. Punahou eliminated us at their home. So proud of my team, but myself, I let us down. Said I held on to it till now. It is driving me to make changes, to relook at the situation. How has coaching changed since I was doing it before? Like, think about that. How do you handle adversity, not just as a player, but as a coach as well?
It amazes me from a human brain perspective and a coaching perspective for both squads, right? How heartbreak and disappointment can spark profound reinvention. And how we can just find a way to keep that wheel going. And the spokes just keep turning and turning and turning. And it's just that unreal ability to just power through mentally that, right? I'm just so impressed with the two coaches tonight. Anybody that coaches in a stressful situation. No timeouts here for Punahou. They're going to play this out the rest of the way. Down 2 and down in the match by 1.
I have no idea who Benny should go to here.
It'll go to Uluwave from the back row. Rattled the cable. Down low is Lilo. Middle. Casemiro just swiped at it. There's Benny. Clark another crack at it. Took a swipe. Right there in the back by Takafuji. Mishandled. And everybody in Punahou's side called it. And a good call there up top. Double contact.
Definitely a good call. We think about the nervousness of playing in these matches. We both get nervous before broadcasting. The referees as well. Like, that's another lesson, right? Like, nervousness is part of the process. Our referees have been on fire here tonight.
So Helani Moriwaki to the back corner for Goldstein. Here's Arquette from the right. Moriwaki, net called again. It's on Kilisi. (22 to 20) is on the turn, or maybe the block. On the downward. Took the bottom half of the net. Benny, Kilisi, cheese blocked there by Casemiro, covered by Moriwaki. Here's Uluwave, off the cable, no touch. 23-20.
Another amazing block from Casemiro, right? She was ready for her moment.
Uluwave. Violent.
Reese Tevis been serving tough all night long. She's got to get a couple, right? They need an ace. They need some pressure. That's a good one. That's a good one.
They are crushing Kamehameha behind the service line. 8-1. This one ultra important here for Tevis. Tough one there. Lilo got it to Goldstein. Through the block. Stabbed by Benny. Popped up. Marumoto keeps the rally going. Lum. Lilo. Goldstein sliding there. Moriwaki. A chance to tie Uluwave. Oh! From Watson. That was spectacular. Hit over by Marumoto. Then Watson. Goldstein into the block there of Brown. Lilo, middle, Casemiro, Uluwave. It goes outside of Marumoto. Taking back there is Arquette. Watson to Goldstein. Another chance to tie it. Binney outside. Uluwave off the block. Thomas keeps it alive. It goes back to Uluwave. Off the touch. Reeled in by Lum. Here comes Goldstein. She jams it.
This play, for all intents and purposes, was down. And Kalei Watson said, not on my watch.
Aloha ball, Kamehameha. Uluwave off the block. Arquette, they can win it. It's Chalk, picked up by Moriwaki. Here comes Uluwave, hard angle right there to Chalk. Chalk to win it. Right back at her. Goldstein covers, near the net, watch out. Casemiro gets denied. Lum calls it off. Chalk a third chance. Hits it out. And it is ruled a touch. And it's the crown jewel of an amazing year-long comeback. Kamehameha. 2023 state champions. One more look at the touch. Goes off of Marumoto. Here it is. Left hand and the right hand. The fingers bend back. You see the laces and the design of the ball spinning faster, and that does it. Phenomenal finish. From heartbreak to superheroes. For the 24th time in school history, Kamehameha's kingdom will last another year. The trophy to the top of the hill. Warrior Nation rejoice. The Warriors back on top. Well, in a match that took 2 hours and 22 minutes, Kamehameha able to win this one in 4. So close through the end. It ends on a touch call, which was the right call. And it's the call that they'll remember for a long time, because for the 24th time they win the state crown. Kamehameha, just one loss this season, but they were pushed to the brink against a very good Punahou team here tonight, Kev.
Yeah, I think that Tito Ahuna had the right plan, had the right personnel out there, and that was a battle for the ages.
Time now for the Hawaii Honda-Deers impact player here for the Warriors. Here's Jimmy Bender.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Kala Chalk is here with me. 2 and 3 nights for you. We saw you in the quarterfinals getting the impact player as well. First question, was this match as crazy as it felt like watching it?
Yes, it was very crazy. When we walked in already, we saw how many people were coming, all the supporters, and we want to thank them as well. But before this day at Center Pass, we were really nervous, and we just had to scream that out, and that's what we did. And we want to thank our supporters as well, because they really helped us with the energy and all.
Talk about the transition of not even making it to states last year, this team, and then this year winning it all.
Yeah, last year, Punahou ended our season as a team, and it was our first time in the past 20 years. And so this really motivated us for this season, and so we got it done within this 4 sets.
And how about the senior class? What do they mean to you as a sophomore?
This whole senior class really gives me the most, honorable and memorable moments, like I said before, but they teach me most valuable lessons as well. Adrian Arquette has been a role model ever since she's been playing on the varsity. Tia Kapihe, Emma Lilo, Clay Watson, they've always been my role models, and I just want to thank them for always being there.
How's your voice doing?
Not so good.
All of us, right? Hey, last question real quick. That floor, I want to ask you about it. That floor is super bouncy. What was it like to play on?
It sounded like thunder. Everyone, it was like an earthquake, but we still managed to get it done. It was just fun playing with these girls.
Congratulations, Kalachak, impact player twice this week, guys. Back to you.
It wasn't just the amount of kills here, Kev. It was her hitting percentage, where she flirted around 400 for a majority of the match. And the future's in pretty good hands here with Chalk. 16 kills and 5 digs tonight.
Yeah, daughter of a legend, going to be a legend in the making. And I tell you, she's got all the tools. We're going to see some great things from number 16 over the next couple of years.
At 394 this evening here for Chalk, and the emotion just pouring through, just seeping through the pores of everyone that poured their heart and soul into tonight. Arquette in that picture, all smiles here for the Warriors. All right, let's see what the winning head coach has to say. Here's Chris Blake with Jimmy.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Chris Blake, what a match this was, and what a turnaround for this team in one season.
You know, we're really proud of our girls, of how they fought. You know, last year was a challenge for us. Made us reflect on a lot of things. You know, a lot of soul searching. It forced us to change and do a lot of things differently in order to evolve. You know, our girls, especially our seniors, were able to find things and do the right things. A lot of great leadership out there from both our captains, and they helped us get to the position that we're in. But you know, the way that they stuck out, gritted it out, and knew we had to play is a testament to what Punahou has done to do us to make sure we're getting better. And I'm proud of our girls for playing our best match in the last match of the season.
You mentioned the seniors. What about the youth? When you see a Kalachak getting 2 Impact Player Awards in 3 nights through a state tournament run, what does that mean to you for the future?
Well, you know, she's a tiger. She's a dog. You know, and finding ways for her to continue to contribute. And what's best thing about it is it's more than just her. She made sure that she connected with her teammates and raising everybody up. You know, it's a sign of a champion. And I think for our team, it's a great way for us to step through this. And I'm proud of our girls, proud of our coaching staff, proud of the way that our school represented, and doing the best that we can for Hawaii volleyball.
We've seen so much emotion from you over the last couple of nights, especially tonight, though. What was that about?
You know, finding ways to play for each other, doing everything that we can. We tell our girls to play with heart, you know, and they played for each other tonight. They played to win, and when the chips were down, they found a way to raise up, make some amazing plays, and came out on top. You know, finding ways to make sure that we celebrate our team for this, and we're very proud of them tonight.
We couldn't talk to Chris Blake without asking about the visor, especially because it's a new one tonight. Tell me about the visor.
Well, the thing is, we're representing our Maui communities who are doing over there. It's important to make sure and remember they've been through a lot of tragedies, and finding out ways to make sure to remember what it's all about, to know who we are, to know where we are in Hawaii, and making sure we're there. They're always in our hearts, and making sure we're representing those who have lost and those who are going to be there for the future.
Well-deserved win for you tonight. Go enjoy it with your team. Guys, back to you.
Chris, thank you so much for your time, as always, throughout the entire season. 12 state titles as a head coach now here for Chris Blake, and just showing the ultimate level of class. Again, the pillars of this program, right? They play for the ones that came before them, the ones that are with them, and the ones that will come after them. And he continues to just show, you know, a gold-level character.
We know, you know, when you're in the realm of greatness,
yeah,
right? And that's a guy who's got so much mana, he's got so much wisdom, he's got such and he's given back so much. He's a great guy.
All right, let's sneak in the Hawaii Honda's impact player for Punahou as they're giving out the medals for Kamehameha. Lulu Uluawe, remember that name, her legacy.